All right, so I just wanted to send a quick little video. I just realized that I never sent one last week, probably because I usually do my videos for the week wrap up on Friday and they were here and I just didn't think of it on Thursday. So I apologize. Today is the first day that I've worked with them together. I've been working with them individually, just to make sure I'm clear with things when they're together. As you know, they're quite chaotic. So I guess me saying that is just to kind of excuse the chaos that we might experience in this video. They're doing really well, especially individually. They're doing so well. I did put them on prong collars. The reason that I did that is because they just were so motivated by their environment that they were there's a lot of conflict with creating engagement. They're doing really good inside the training room where there's not a lot of stuff going on, but as soon as we go outside, it was fighting tooth and nail to get them each individually to engage. More specifically, Rainy, who is just kind of trying to search the ground for little morsels, all of those good things. Gus is definitely much more handler focused, but he seems to be a little bit more timid with stimulus in the environment. So if there was like a noise or a person or a dog, he would start to focus on those things. So the prong collar, the reason I've been using that is just to help create clarity. It's a pressure source that is something that they're more interested in turning off. So it's at a discomfort level, a little bit more or different than like a flat collar or the slip leads that I were using. It's a little bit more, so they're wanting to turn that pressure off sooner than they are with a slip lead or a flat collar, which is something that they're willing to deal with a lot of pressure before they respond to it. So with the prong collar, I'm able to apply significantly less pressure and get a quicker response time. So for me and them, hey, Rainy, yes, good girl. That is helping a lot with clarity. And instead of fighting them all the time and like essentially choking them out with a slip lead when they did disengage with me, I can create much clearer and quicker with them, and we can get back to the motivation and the rewards and things like that. So just kind of going backwards a little bit, the first week was really about establishing a marker system with them. So a marker is a cue or sound that announces something that I like, and then for them it announces the arrival of food. So every time they hear these markers, they are presented with a food reward. And then that way, as we progress and we start to shape new things, when they go into a behavior, they hear that marker word, that behavior then takes on the good feeling of receiving reward so that they continue to do the things that I want. So mostly positive reinforcement in the first week. And this week has been a little bit more about helping them to understand leash pressure and how to respond to that, how to turn off leash pressure by moving back into the leash and putting slack into the tension. So the markers that we were using are the words yes, good, and okay. Yes is something that I use a little bit to create enthusiasm behavior. Every time they hear the word yes, they can be done with what they're doing, run back and come take reinforcement from me. So I use that mostly in the beginning to shape new behaviors, because as soon as they show the thing that I like, I say yes, and I run backwards and I let them take that reinforcement from me, that food from me, with a lot of excitement. And then once they have a good idea of what I'm looking for, when they go into behavior, I switch over to the words good and okay, which are going to be something that I use to build duration in behavior. So if I ask them to sit, when they go into sit, I'll say the word good, pay them, and then I will repeat that a couple of times. Right now, and we're starting to fade that out a little bit, right now it's pretty consistent reward. Every time they do something I like, they get a payment from me, they get a reward from me. So I can gradually spread that out as I need to. So again, like at first it was good treat, good treat, good treat, to keep them in that behavior for as long as possible. Okay is going to be the release word. When they hear okay, that means they can come out of behavior. So when I say good, I'm bringing food to them so that they stay, in behavior, and okay, I move out of the way and let them chase my hand out so that they can come out of behavior. Eventually, good and okay will be more of a neutral reward, meaning that I'm not actually giving them something every time they hear the word. Right now, I want to create that association. Hey, Rainy, yep. play around with them on camera for you to see. Again, it's a little chaotic I guess for the most part, it's just when I'm delivering reward, they kind of get a little jealous and want to take food out of my hand, but at the same time. So I'm probably gonna let one move around individually as I work with the other, and I'll kind of switch them off. So I really just want to show using their markers and things like that. If you're looking for something to do at home, I really recommend using these markers to strengthen their response. And especially with the yes marker, it's a really great way to build engagement, especially in situations that there are competing motivators. So if you're around dogs or kids or people or whatever, things that they're tempted to pay attention to, at the first sign of them noticing those things, before they have a chance to react, as soon as they see it, yes, and run backwards and let them take that reinforcement. Good job. So the reason I always recommend that is because it's strengthening the marker. You can use their food. That's what I always use their lunches. So if that's why there's like a little bit left over, that's just because that was what I was starting to lose them, and I always want to work just until they're really excited. So sometimes there's a little bit left over, and then I have their treats too for like really good stuff. So as soon as they see these things, instead of allowing them to find value in them, which one do I can't know where to tell. Gus, yes. You're switching the value over to you. So they see them, they acknowledge that these triggers exist, but instead of those triggers, those stimulus being of value to them, you're putting the value back on you. So when they see them, yes, they exist, they're not good, they're not bad, they just are there, but the good stuff comes from you as their owner and their handler. So it's a really great way to build engagement, especially with these little puppies who are so excited about the world. It's turning nice weather, they're crazy puppies and they want to be doing all of this fun stuff. So we want to show them that there's value in paying attention to us. So they don't have to stare at us all the time, and they're allowed to investigate their world. But especially with things that are potentially down the line going to be triggers, people, dogs, wild animals, all of those things, we want to show them that there's not much value in them, but there is good stuff coming from us. So again, I'm just gonna let them move around. Rainy, yes. That's usually so rude. I think what I usually do with sibling dogs is if they're together and I'm rewarding, I'll say their name, so that way they know who's gonna get the reward. Gus, Rainy, good job. Down. Good, Gus. Rainy, down. Good. Good. Okay. That was harder with both of you guys there. Down. Good, Gus. Good, Rainy. Good. Good. Okay. Yeah, super puppies. Good job. What we were doing earlier was their place. I was doing just some calming exercises before I started recording. So I had one of them, I'm gonna put Rainy back on here. Place over here, her place over here. As I just kind of moved around a little bit with the other one. Place. Oh, now we're not going to do it. No. Place. Good. That's good. Rainy, good. That's good. So again, I'm building duration and behavior. Rainy, good. Rainy, okay. Very nice. Teaching them to be a little bit more independent of each other, showing them that they don't have to always be doing the exact same thing. And we're just really gonna take baby steps with that because they're babies, because they're puppies. They're not able to handle a lot of information all at once. So I wanna make sure that I do things that are fun for them, and I incorporate things in a method that would be beneficial and not super, super frustrating. Good. Rainy, good, up. Gus, down. Good. Down. Good. Good. So again, I'm doing independent upper. Good. Gus, okay. And another note to make is that they're on leash so that I can handle them a little bit better. Going back into the prong, being mindful, and you guys don't have this at home yet, this is just something that I'm using during lessons. Being mindful of the pressure that the prong collar can apply. So I want them to become really soft to its pressure. So when I apply pressure, it's gonna be very light pressure. And as soon as they move into it, I embellish that slack, with that created slack, and then reward and mark that moment. Okay. Out. Thank you, sir. So like when we're walking, Rainy, and she starts to move ahead and apply a little bit of pressure backwards, and then she can move into that leash, Rainy now, or Gus now. Just to teach her to not drag ahead. So I want her being really soft. So I'm applying just a little bit of pressure. I'm gonna switch over to Gus. God, there's so many of you. I'm getting confused who I have. Let's go. So if he starts to forge ahead, a little pressure backwards, back as soon as he moves into that pressure. If I want him to go into a sit, pressure upwards, good. When his little butt hits the ground. Very nice. Okay, back to Rainy. Let's go. Nope. She found food. I'm gonna just apply a little bit of pressure. She's stuck on Gus. Come on. Good. Sit. Good. Let's go. Very nice. She starts to cut ahead, pressure. Good. Gus, you're being super rude. No. Good. And right now, because this is, again, the first day, Rainy, nope. Because this is the first day that I work with them together, I've definitely taken a couple of steps backwards as far as expectations. I'll probably bring them out for another session individually again, just so that we can move forward individually. Yeah, good, Rainy. You know, training is not linear. It doesn't have to be, we're always going to do huge progression. It's just little baby steps, and if I need to break things down a little bit, no big deal. So that's definitely what I'm happy to do today, since they're together, newly together, working together. Sit. Good. Good, guys. Rainy. Sit. Good. So let's see if I can do some. Nope. Good. Do some more together. So good, Gus. Rainy. Good. Stay. Moving a little bit up. Say good. Rainy, good. Gus, good. Stay. Nope. Good. Stay. Gus, good. Nope. Back into your spot. Sit. Rainy, good. Gus, good. Rainy, sit. Gus, okay. Gus, okay. Gus, okay. Go ahead. Go get it. Rainy, good. It's not to let him be rude and pushy. Good. Good. I do recommend, good, that you play with a lot of them individually, good, because littermate syndrome is essentially, even if dogs aren't actually littermates, I think they are littermates, but if dogs that are in the same household that are around the same age, if they're allowed to do everything together, then as they get older and they mature, they find so much value in one another, and then a lot of times their owners become resources for them, and they become possessive over a lot of things. So I want to really make sure that they are finding value individually with you, and you're putting forth that effort, and there's not a lot of this, like right now, like a lot of conflict of them wanting something that the other one is getting. That should be very much so a thing that is worked on with them to avoid that. Like right now, it's not going to be a lot because they're puppies and they're golden retrievers, so genetically there's not going to be a lot of conflict anyway, but I have seen a lot of puppies that are the same age grow up together, and they randomly will start having issues with one another, and they blow off their owners because, again, they have each other and they find so much value in doing everything together that it's like they don't need much more in life. They have each other, they don't need their person. So playing with them individually, doing training with them individually, feeding them individually, all of those things, asking for space from each other and from you, all of those things are going to be really huge in implementing as they develop and get a little bit older. And I'll definitely go over that more in depth once we get together for their lessons. So I just wanted to kind of sprinkle that bit of information in there. Hey, Gus, Rainy, good, sit, good. Rainy, good.